I'm a journalist! Press! You're pepper spraying press! You're pepper spraying press!
This was Ireland last night, County Wicklow. Irish society is breaking down. I firmly believe we're on the brink of some form of outright revolution. Newtownmountkennedy has become the latest flashpoint in what I can only describe as a low-level Irish civil war, or perhaps a better description would be an Irish revolution, where our government is continuing to willfully ignore the wishes of the very people who elected them. They seem intent, despite all opinion polls and despite a recent drubbing in the referendum, to govern on behalf of institutions and people outside the country of Ireland, at the expense and to the detriment of the very people who elected them. Our own police force on Garda Síochána are being used as a blunt instrument to bludgeon, to beat, to pepper spray their own people on behalf of a government that nobody wants. Much in the same way, a previous regime, equally unpopular, used the RIC and the Black and Tans to do the very same thing. These scenes remind me all too much of Derry in 1969. To my mind, when it gets to a point where ordinary citizens, old and young, are being beaten, bludgeoned, pepper sprayed, corralled by their own police force, by the forces of the state, then surely that's proof positive that society in that country is breaking down.
You're directed on the Section 8 of public order.
We live here!
Hey, go! Move back from here now!
It's not like this has happened overnight. This has been going on for years. This has happened in towns, villages, suburbs all over Ireland. But our government, indeed our whole political class, have chosen to ignore it and to blame instead the citizens, the people, the plebs, rather than solve the issues at hand. And make no mistake about it, these problems could have been solved, can be solved. There is simply no will, no political will to upset foreign interests. Our government, the whole political class, would rather spit in the face of their own people, the very people who elected them, the very people who pay their wages. They would rather have them pepper sprayed, beaten and arrested.
He's on his knees! I'm a journalist! Press! You're pepper spraying press!
Buildings are now burning around Ireland, in towns and villages, with increasing regularity. This hasn't happened since the Irish War of Independence, or the Irish Revolution, if you prefer. Ordinary Irish people have been abandoned by their government, by the mainstream media, by their own police force. The Irish government, desperately unpopular, clings to power, scared of the ballot box. The only thing they haven't managed to take away from us, at least not yet, much as they'd love to. The only thing we, the ordinary people, still have left. The ordinary people of Ireland are little more than a nuisance to our political class. We get in the way of things. We stunt progress. We're problematic. We get in the way. But get in the way we will. We must use the ballot box to put a dagger through the heart of this monster. We must use the ballot box to ensure that adults are once again governing this proud nation. Not this bunch of flaccid, impotent dullards who like to pretend they're an Irish government. Give not one vote to anyone who claims to be a member of a mainstream political party here. Both government and opposition, they are all the same, and they are the ones who have led us here. For my part, I will listen to and entertain everyone else. Independents, new parties, small parties, they're all most welcome at my door. I myself am not part of anything. I'm not affiliated to anyone. I'm not part of any political movement. I am just an ordinary voter. What I can say to my Irish brothers and sisters is, do not give any preference on your ballot paper to any of the mainstream parties. Only vote for who you want. Give only as many preferences to those you actually agree with and want to represent you. Leave the rest blank. Don't give them anything. Newtownmountkennedy, seen in the background here, isn't the beginning, and it won't be the end unless we cut out this cancer, unless we eradicate this virus that has infected our government, our entire nation. And as far as the EU goes, I can tell you this, we Irish have seen off empires before, and by God we'll see you off too. You may be able to buy off a few traitorous dimwits who only seek to further their own career, but you cannot buy off the Irish spirit. You cannot buy off the Irish people. We'll still be here long after your tin pot authoritarian empire has crumbled and been consigned to the history books.